I met the comic guy. And this explained history would be about Green Lantern. That's right, the man himself. Green Lantern, first appearing in All American Comics number 16 in 1940. And this time he was he was Alan Scott. And also he was also not part of a Green Lantern Corps. That's right. When the Green Lantern started, there wasn't a Green Lantern Corps yet. And he followed throughout the years. This Green Lantern followed through the years of facing against many different threats, like the now Batman villain Solomon Grundy, or Victor Savage, and so many other villains. In fact, this journey at the Green Lantern gave him the solo series that lasted 38 issues, but after the start of the 50s, he faded away, making him one of the DC characters that didn't last too long. Thus, not too many years later, in 1959, we got another Green Lantern. This one is the famous Hal Jordan. This Green Lantern was the most familiar Green Lantern. Of course, this was from Showcase number 22. In this Green Lantern's origin, he was a co-pilot, and some reason someone named Adam Sir gave him the Green Lantern ring. And thus, he became part of the Green Lantern Corps. He also had many different bad guys of his own. One of them was a Yellow Lantern named Sinestro. Unlike Hal, who his lantern ring was powered by will, Sinestro's ring was powered by fear. He was following being the main Green Lantern for decades, but there were other Green Lanterns beside him. Kilowog, a squirrel, and obviously a squirrel named Chip, and many other strange characters of this corps. Throughout his history, he would join the adventures, even join the Justice League, and even one point have an evil counterpart from Earth 3. Yes, really. This name of this evil counterpart of the DC heroes was called the Crime Syndicate. Yes, and Green Lantern was one of those characters that had that evil counterpart. Anyway, after a while, since post-crisis, we got a storyline where Green Lantern went on a killing spree and started to kill many of the Green Lanterns. He was thinking he was Parallax, and that make him evil. But apparently he realized what he had done, and so they needed another character for the Green Lantern, Kyle Rayner. See, See, before the New 52, there were few other Earth Green Lanterns. For you mentioned Alan Scott and Hal Jordan, and then a couple of others in between Hal Jordan that happened in between Hal Jordan and Kal Rayner. Guy Gardner and John Stewart. Kal Rayner was the Green Lantern for a while, until Hal Jordan came back to life. And turns out he wasn't really turned evil for no other reason, but it was confirmed that he was controlled by a yellow bug thing called Parallax. That was an entity that soon became the entity for the Yellow Lanterns, the same corps as formerly mentioned Sinestro. See, Sinestro's origin is that he was formerly a Green Lantern, but after a while he became a Yellow Lantern. He became part of the guy who started the Yellow Lantern Corps. Of course, after the Sinestro Corps War, it turns out there were other Lantern Corps besides green and yellow. And each one stand for different emotions for the emotional spectrum. Red was rage, red was rage, orange was avarice, aka greed, blue was hope,
green, wheel.
Yeah, green was obviously will. Yellow was fear, and also, of course, violet was love, and indigo was compassion. Each of these emotional spectrums also had an entity of their own, each representing what type of Lantern Corps it was. For an interesting example, the Starfires had an entity that was called the Predator. Very, very interesting name, I have to say. Oh, and another interesting one, the Red Lanterns had a bull for its entity. Yes, really. Why? Because of the obvious reason? Well, it's also because comics. There also was an event called Blackest Night that added one other Lantern Corps. This one was the Black Lanterns, formed by Black Hand. See, these Lantern Corps represent death. No, really. Strangely enough, after this event ended, we had the White Lantern Corps, a corps representing of life. But after a while, there was the New 52 reboot that had a couple of other wielders of the Green Lantern. Simon Baz, and a few years later, Jessica Cruz. After a while, this history of the Green Lanterns was a massive thing. And then after a while, it's been announced that there's been a series of the Green Lantern, a series called Lantern. TV series with Hal Jordan and John Stewart. After a while, this was confirmed that this was part of the same Sam Mack universe as the new Superman movie, where the Green Lantern Guy Gardner appeared in. And also, this still set up the release of when the Lantern series has happened, as well as another TV series, My Adventures with Green Lantern. And of course, I've been Matt the Comic Guy. See you next time. Bye.